welcome Cheryl Sharp for the singing of our national anthem. Would you stand, please? Oh, beautiful for spacious eyes, for amber ways of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. I wanted to start off with that because it's more, you know, comforting and everything before I start the national anthem. Can I get a hand clap for that? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you so much, Cheryl. In honor of the diversity of persons who lost their lives on 9/11, Elder Hernandez, one of our South Shore University Hospital translators, will translate some parts of this memorial event. Here in Suffolk County, 178 have died as direct consequence of the terrorist attacks.
Aquí en la zona de Suffolk County, 178 personas han muerto que han tenido consecuencias directas de los ataques terroristas.
The names are displayed at the Garden of Remembrance in Hartford, New York. Would you now please welcome our very own Donna Maverick.
Damos la bienvenida a nuestra Donna.
Hi everyone. We will never forget, and that is something that I hold dear. On 9/11, 2001, I worked at North Shore University Hospital. I was told I had to shut down the operating rooms and had to tell the open heart patients that we never made an incision in their chest and that we were in a national disaster. We were being attacked by an enemy. And I recall that day like it was yesterday, because as I walked through the hallway, I heard people say, my brother's a fireman. My cousin works for Morgan Stanley. And you realize the impact and the waves were just tremendous. I look at that day in horror. I had a son who was upstate in school, and I could not get in touch with him. and I was hearing things like waters were going to be poisoned, people were going to die. And then you hear about the Pentagon and a plane hitting the Pentagon, and finally Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Those are things you'll never forget. Those are things we will never forget. Before I came out here, I was reading the 15-year remembrance from President Obama. And what he said was, we, 10 years later, sought our enemy, and that was Osama bin Laden. We got him. But we are stronger than we ever were, and nothing will take down this nation. You should be proud of our military. We should be proud of everyone who protects our safety, and we should be proud of everyone who protects our everything. You think about just being free. It's a tremendous honor to be free. It is great to live in the United States. We have endured so much recently. But what I find sad is children no longer understand this. Many children have been born after 20 or within the 20 years. So they'll only know about this through history books. So it's something we should always remember this day. I'm honored to be an American today, and I'm honored to have all of you here and our military. God bless our military wherever they are to protect our borders. We will never forget. Thank you. I'd like to introduce one of my friends who is the Town of Islip supervisor, Miss Angie Carpenter. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Donna, and for the kind invitation to be here today. You know, I do remember 20 years ago, it was a day just like this. And tomorrow at the town, we will be honoring the memory of the 90 lives lost Town of Islip residents on that awful, horrible, just unfathomable day. And as Donna said, it is up to each and every one of us who lived through it in one shape or form of another to make sure those coming after us remember. And before I came here this morning, I was at one of our school districts, and I really have to give a shout out to East Islip Schools, the superintendent, the board, and all of the staff who took the time to put together an incredibly inspiring program. They had members of the fire department there. They had members of two of the families who lived in East Islip whose lives were lost. And it was for high school students, and then there was a second ceremony for middle schoolers. None of them were alive when this happened, but each and every one of them will have an opportunity to remember and know what went on, and hopefully keep the memory alive, so that when we hear people say, we will never forget, we truly will never forget. And I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you who are out here, who are there when people are most vulnerable, helping people who are sick, who've been in an accident, who've experienced trauma in one form or another. And no matter what your role here is South Shore University Hospital, whether you're a doctor or you're at the desk welcoming people when they come in, you make such an incredible difference, and we are so very, very grateful for each and every one of you and for the leadership you have here, Donna, Lenny, and everyone in place here at South Shore University Hospital. So I thank each and every one of you, and again, we truly will never forget, and how lucky and privileged we are to live in this great country. God bless America.
I'm going to have Lenny come up here. Our chairman of our board, F.J. McCarthy, is constantly on a mission, and he's at a missionary in Poland right now. So he wrote something, and Lenny's going to come up and read that. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Angie. FJ, thank you for traveling to Poland. I know there's a few fans in the audience of Poland, so thank you for supporting that great country. I know I get one thumb up right there. So this is a letter from FJ. Dear South Shore University Hospital family, As we take a moment to remember those who that have been lost both in 9/11 and COVID, and the families and the loved ones of all the victims, please pause, pray, and consider your own journey. Take a moment to reflect, to just rest, and to acknowledge yourself and the sacrifices you have made to serve others, to keep your hope, to keep your faith, since is what will sustain. To quote Michael Dowling, we serve ourselves by serving others. On behalf of the South Shore University Hospital Board, I extend our deepest thank you to you. We owe you a debt, and we will never forget. May God bless you all and continue to give you the strength to continue your commitment to others. May you find peace in knowing that your impact is unmeasurable. Thank you, FJ. Donna and I were just chatting over there briefly, and there are individuals in this audience that have been impacted or were impacted by 9/11, whether it was families or friends or they were actually there working. So on behalf of this administration, we say thank you. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for all that you've done. And we also have members within the health system that were there that day helping retrieve individuals and being down in ground zero. So thank you all. Thank you for everything. And we will never forget. Thank you.
Good morning. Voy a leer uno de los salmos más bellos de la Biblia.
I'm going to read one of the most beautiful psalms in the Bible,
Orando para que el Señor siga bendiciendo América,
praying so the Lord can continue to bless America,
que el Señor nos siga bendiciendo a todos y cada uno de ustedes.
and so He can continue to bless each one of you.
Todos ustedes están en mis oraciones todos los días
Each one of you are in my prayers every single day,
y su trabajo ayudando a los pacientes y a las familias
and your job helping the patients and their families.
es grandemente apreciado por todos nosotros.
It is greatly appreciated from all of us.
Que el Señor le siga bendiciendo.
May the Lord
grandemente.
continue to bless you.
Jehová es mi luz. Jehová es mi luz y mi salvación. ¿A quién temeré?
The Lord is my light and aid. Whom shall I fear?
Jehová es la fortaleza de mi vida. ¿Quién me hará temblar?
The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?
Cuando se juntaron contra mí los malignos
When the evildoers press against me,
para comer mis carnes, ellos tropezaron y cayeron.
to eat up my flesh, my enemies and my foes, it is they who stumbled and fall.
Aunque un ejército acampe contra mí,
Even though an enemy were arrayed against me,
no temerá mi corazón.
my heart would not fear.
Aunque contra mí se levanten en guerra, estaré confiado.
Though war should rise against me, still would I be confident.
Una cosa he demandado al Señor y esa buscaré,
One thing I ask of the Lord, one thing I desire,
que esté yo en la casa del Señor todos los días de mi vida,
may I dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life,
para contemplar la hermosura del Señor,
to behold the pleasantness of the Lord,
porque Él me esconderá en su tabernáculo.
and to mandate in his sanctuary. Surely he will hide me within his own tabernacle.
Me ocultará en lo reservado de su morada.
In the day of distress he shall conceal me in the shelter of his tent.
Sobre una roca me pondrá en lo alto.
He will set me safe upon a rock.
Luego levantará mi cabeza sobre mis enemigos.
Thus my head shall be high above all my foes around me.
Hubiera yo desmayado si tú no hubieras estado conmigo.
I would have dismayed if you were not yet with me.
Aguarda en el Señor.
Hold on to the Lord.
Esfuérzate.
Have faith.
Confía en el Señor.
Trust in the Lord.
God bless America. Amen.
God bless America.
Thank you so much. As Lenny mentioned, we do have those among us who have had their experiences through 9/11.
Como
And
dijo Lenny, tenemos entre nosotros varias personas que han experimentado el 9/11.
today we pause for a moment to remember them. And in particular, we call one name,
Hacemos una pausa el día de hoy para poder recordarlos y en particular un nombre.
we remember Charles Mills. His daughter, Carrie Mills, also worked here from Patient Information.
Nos recordamos de Charles Mills, la hija de él trabajó aquí en el Departamento de Información al Paciente.
Coming to share some of her experiences with us, we're going to have a reflection from Natalie Vargas. Would you please welcome her?
En este momento va a traer una pequeña reflexión Natalia Vargas.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Natalie Vargas. I work at Cashiers, everybody. I just wave at everybody. Yes. I just want you to take a moment to look up to the skies. That's the way it was that day. A beautiful blue sky. I was working at American Express just across the World Trade. But thank God my company had started the pilot program of working at home. So I was in it already 2 years when this happened. So something told me leave everything for Wednesday, so which I did. Because otherwise I would have been there at 8:45 shopping, because there was a whole city below the World Trade Center. But like I said, something told me just leave everything for Wednesday. So I would say, thank God I'm alive one day. But it's not me. I have a sister who is 2 years younger than me. She worked in the first tower that got hit. That day, she said she was ready to be business attire, her heels and everything. But something inside her told her that day, that Tuesday morning, do business casual, put on your booties, a booty with little heels. And she got to work early. She never was there. She was there 9 o'clock on the dot. But this day, I don't know, something told her just get there early. So she started her day, she got her coffee in the office, and she did some copying. All of a sudden, she heard that boom, and she felt the floor go down. Everybody scrambled to get underneath the desk, running around, but she said, no, I have to go exit. So that's where she ran. 31 floors down, and these are not short floors. So I don't know how she made it. But with her co-workers, 2 of them, they walked all the way down to the street level. Security guards were telling them, stop there, don't go. Things were falling. So I don't know if it was a half hour to an hour. They told them, okay, as soon as we open the doors, run as fast as you can and don't look back. So they opened the doors and everybody ran as fast as they could. But one of my sister's co-workers, she looked back. She froze. She froze at what she saw. So my sister and her other co-worker had to grab that friend underneath her arms and run. And my sister says she does not know how she got across the bridge, up Brooklyn, Queens. She ended up in Queens. She had tried desperately calling numbers. She couldn't remember the numbers. There was no dial tone. But she made it. She made it to Queens. Her husband was able to cross the bridge and pick her up and all that. But there was 5 of us missing out of the 7. The other 2 were small. They were in school, whatever, but there was 5 of us. One of my brothers is a NYPD. He was sent ground zero. And like I said, I was supposed to go in. My mom was trying to call me. There was no line. It was dead zone. By 10:30, I was on my knees. Where is my Josie? Where is my Josie? We couldn't get in contact with her. There was no phone communication. I think it was until midnight. That's when somebody had. She was able to communicate with one of my brothers and said, "I am alive." So, like I said, there was 5. One is the NYPD. He was sent down to ground zero. My other brother, he's a glazer. He was putting together the winter garden, they call it. That's where you're gonna see palm trees in New York. Palm trees in New York. My other sister, she was at the Wall Street area, but she always came early to do her shopping also. Like I said, it was a whole city underneath the World Trade. It was a whole city. You can get your prescriptions, you can get your jewelry, you can get your food, you can get your clothing, everything. Trapper Image was there. It was a curious little shop. But like I said, slowly but surely, my brothers and sisters were calling and trying to communicate, but where's my Josie? At 10:30, I was on my knees crying. Where is she? Where is she? But she said she doesn't know how she got to Queens. She's doing good. No, she's not working. I don't know why. But she has a lovely family. My little nephews and nieces, beautiful. So I guess that was the purpose. Or is the purpose. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your hearing me. It was a hard day. I appreciate and thank you. God bless America. Thank you.
Just really quick, my pastor as well as my dad was a first responder as well, and I just want to recognize him as a fireman. Thank God I still have him here, but he went through a lot during 9/11, and this is really dearing for me. So everybody will just clap their hands. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber ways of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plains. America, America, God sheds his grace on thee, and ground thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. America, America, God sheds his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
God bless you. Tomorrow the bells will ring within the hospital, as tomorrow is the official 20th anniversary. And for all of you, the peace of God be with you and strengthen your heart. We go on to live one more year, yes? And many more. God bless you.